It might surprise you to hear this, but if you're reading this right now, it's no coincidence. You've reached a level of spiritual power so profound, like stepping into God mode, that it's worth celebrating. If you stay engaged for at least 13 minutes, you're confirming that you're ready to receive this revelation in its entirety. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment 77 to signal to the universe that you're open. Then in your own words, drop another comment. Ready for what's next. Doing this invites immediate, tangible benefits and sets the stage for unstoppable transformation. Chapter 1. You've accessed a hidden source of strength you kept pushing forward long after most would have given up. Fatigue threatened to stop you. Your dreams felt out of reach. Yet something deep inside refused to let go. Every time adversity struck, you found a new reserve of courage. But where did that come from? It was placed within you by God, knowing one day you'd realize you weren't relying on mere human strength. Now you see it clearly. You've tapped into a hidden well of power so profound it feels like you're operating on a higher level, your personal do mode. This isn't about boasting or claiming to be superhuman. It's a testament to the endurance and faith that have carried you this far. Some might envy your resilience or dismiss it as luck, but they don't see the battles you fought. They weren't there during the lonely nights of prayer or the moments when you clung to hope despite heartbreak. Through those struggles, you forged a connection with a limitless divine source. Every hardship, every disappointment didn't just test you, it strengthened your spirit, molding you into someone who surpasses normal limits. Even now you might wonder, is this real? Am I truly this strong? Look at the evidence. The times you defied the odds, endured pain but kept your heart open, stood firm in chaos. That quiet, unshakable strength isn't something anyone can imitate. It's ingrained in your DNA as a chosen one. The system is designed to keep people trapped in self-doubt and minimal hope. But your ability to rise above challenges proves you're tuned into a higher frequency, one that allows you to achieve things that defy logic. On a practical level, you'll notice momentum picking up. Projects that once moved slowly now accelerate. Where opportunities or finances were lacking, solutions appear unexpectedly. Instead of spinning in self-doubt, your mindset radiates, "I can handle anything," drawing breakthroughs toward you. This fusion of belief and divine energy is unstoppable. It's why you feel the shift happening, the momentum building in your favor. So step into this new reality. This isn't about forced positivity. It's about being plugged into an endless spiritual current. That's why you stand tall in storms that shake others. If you ever question whether you're allowed to feel this confident, let that doubt go. This confidence was earned through every tear, every heartbreak, every prayer whispered in solitude. Stepping into God mode doesn't mean challenges disappear. It means you face them, knowing you cannot be subdued. You've glimpsed that your life is orchestrated by a power that outlasts every trial, so you forge ahead fearlessly. Chapter 2. Your struggles amplified your insight. People often see suffering as something that weakens a soul, yet in your journey, each trial sharpened your spiritual senses, ensuring you read between the lines of life's illusions. While going through heartbreak or financial famine, you cultivated a depth of empathy and intuition few possess. It's as though each tear shed polished the lens, letting you perceive realities invisible to the casual eye. Now that you've stepped into God mode, the inner fight solidifies like a compass, guiding you away from hidden traps in daily encounters. You've likely sensed someone's intentions before they spoke a word, or caught a whiff of deception hidden behind a pleasant smile. Others might dismiss such instincts, but you've learned to honor them. This pattern emerges because your trials demanded heightened awareness. When you faced betrayal once, you vowed not to repeat the mistake. That vow birthed a subtle radar for warning signals. Now in God mode, your radar fine-tunes even further, letting you navigate complex situations with near-psychic insight. Such an advantage can feel surreal. You may second-guess yourself thinking, am I paranoid? Maybe I'm reading into things. But time after time, events confirm your suspicions. That co-worker you felt uneasy about? They eventually reveal questionable motives. That offer that seemed too good? It unravels upon closer inspection. Realizing your inner sight rarely deceives you fosters profound trust in your own intuition. This trust forms an unbreakable bond between you and the divine because each correct read affirms God's subtle nudges. Yet your sharpened perception isn't solely about avoiding pitfalls. It also helps you spot genuine opportunities others overlook. Where people see chaos, you detect patterns. Where they see a lost cause, you see a mismanaged gem. This ability to see potential in the rubble sets you apart as a visionary. In the Matrix, people default to cynicism or superficial judgments. You cut through illusions, finding diamonds in dust, catalysts in crises. As your recognition of good versus ill intent escalates, remain compassionate. Though you sense people's hidden motives, you also grasp the pain driving them. Not everyone is malicious, some are merely wounded or misguided. By applying empathy, you avoid burning bridges that might lead to future alliances when they evolve. This fusion of discernment and compassion cements your role as a wise, trustworthy force in your sphere of influence. Ultimately, the struggles you endured ignited your ability to see deeper truths. That's part of this new God mode state. You're no longer fumbling in spiritual darkness. You detect illusions swiftly, pivot around them, and invest your energy in endeavors that bear real fruit. The Matrix can't easily ensnare a soul who reads its illusions like an open book. And that freedom from the web of deception amplifies your capacity to affect real change, making your presence invaluable wherever you tread. Chapter 3. Your faith turned into tangible action. Plenty of people profess faith but shrink away when life demands real commitment. You, however, move from words to action. Each time adversity loomed, you refused to let fear or inertia hold you captive. You applied your faith to real-world scenarios, pushing through challenges that seemed insurmountable at first glance. Over time, this practical faith became your hallmark, evidence that your trust in God is more than a sentimental notion. It's a force shaping outcomes. This approach might have perplexed onlookers. They saw you attempt radical moves or show radical kindness, even when logic said you'd fail or be hurt. In their worldview, self-preservation trumps everything else. But in your world, you recognize the higher authority orchestrating events, so you dared to act in defiance of common sense. A job opportunity that arrived last minute, a scholarship that shouldn't have been possible, or a relationship that blossomed out of the ashes. All confirmed your faith wasn't misplaced. Time after time, your leaps of faith triggered providential assists from unexpected corners. Maybe a stranger who resonated with your cause donated resources, or a mentor popped up at the perfect moment to guide you. Through these experiences, you concluded that your role is to act, and God's role is to handle the bigger puzzle. The Matrix tries to keep people in endless hesitation, focusing on the risk of embarrassment or the possibility of failure. But you've discovered the secret. Consistent, faith-driven action yields results that paralyze the cynic. Now that your storms are easing, your ability to act on faith intensifies. Freed from survival mode panic, you can undertake more ambitious projects, secure in the knowledge that each step opens new doors. People who once called you reckless or naive observe your consistent string of improbable victories and scratch their heads. They don't realize you've tapped into a cosmic partnership where sincerity of purpose merges with divine timing. That synergy is unstoppable, catapulting you from one milestone to another with surprising ease. Moving forward, your greatest challenge is to avoid complacency. With storms behind you, it's tempting to rest on your laurels, but your capacity to manifest miracles is a muscle that atrophies without continual action. The universe respects momentum. Each step forward invites more supernatural alignment, whereas pausing too long can stall that flow. So keep pressing. Keep envisioning bigger goals that align with your heart and help others. This isn't about greed, it's about stewarding your gifts for maximum impact on a world hungry for hope. Thus, your faith, once intangible, stands as a tangible force shaping your reality. When you speak about it, you're not reciting cliches. You're sharing lived experiences that defy the norm. That authenticity magnetizes people starving for something beyond empty motivation or stale tradition. They see you conquering walls, forging paths, and refusing to let illusion stifle you. In short, you exemplify the living embodiment of faith turned to action, revealing how chosen ones truly walk in God mode once they commit to each faithful move they sense within their spirit. Chapter 4. You no longer fear the Matrix's traps. With each rung of spiritual growth, you noticed how the Matrix tries to ensnare you, tempting you with empty promises of quick fixes or fueling your doubts with subtle manipulations. At first, these traps seem formidable. You might have caved in small ways, doubting your worth, chasing superficial trends, or conforming to groupthink just to belong. But as you ascended, you recognize that these illusions hold no real power if you don't grant them. Now in God mode, you see them for the hollow threats they are. This fearless stance isn't arrogance, it's clarity. You realize that fear primarily resides in the mind. The matrix thrives on illusions of scarcity or shame. But once you overcame your biggest trials, the illusions lost potency. People might try to throw the same old criticisms or dangle the same old temptations, but you're immune. You've tasted genuine freedom, so counterfeits can't seduce you anymore. The fear that once paralyzed you is replaced by calm discernment. You know your path and your worth, so their manipulations bounce off you. Having shed that fear, you also see how your mindset influences outcomes. Where fear invites repeated negativity, faith-based clarity invites solutions. The more you stay vigilant, the easier it becomes to dismantle illusions the moment they surface. That reactive clarity is key. The matrix tries to trap you before you can reflect. But if your soul is unwavering, illusions meet immediate scrutiny. A fake job offer doesn't snare you. A toxic relationship doesn't rope you in. You maintain your course, unswayed by fleeting drama. This shift extends beyond personal matters. In your environment, work, family, community, others notice your poise. They might ask how you stay calm under pressure or avoid typical pitfalls. Without pomp, you share your perspective. That illusions only conquer those who refuse to examine them. That perspective can open others' eyes. Even if they're not ready to see the fullness of spiritual truth, at the very least, it disrupts their blind acceptance of fear-based narratives. The Matrix's biggest fear is a chosen one who can't be swayed by manipulative tactics. It signals that you're free from their webs. That's precisely how you move in God mode now. You hold no anxiety about what trick they'll attempt next because your trust in divine backup and your own discernment stand rock solid. The sense of liberation is staggering. Where you once second-guessed every turn, you now sense an infinite horizon of possibilities that illusions can't overshadow. So rejoice in your immunity to deception. You've come to a place many crave but can't reach, all because you refuse to let adversity define you. Freed from illusions, your energy can be used for constructive pursuits, forging alliances, creating, serving the community. No more time is wasted on grappling with fear-based illusions. This liberation underscores your unstoppable stance. Once illusions vanish, you blaze a trail that outshines any obstacles or naysayers the Matrix might send your way. Chapter 5. You're radiating a newfound magnetism. Ever notice how certain people draw you in? Not through loud boasts, but through an undercurrent of confidence and warmth? You've entered that state. Having transcended storms and illusions, your energy resonates at a frequency others find compelling. Some might call it a glow. That glow signals you are not desperate for approval or chained by insecurities. You stand in your truth, and that inner solidity radiates outward. The Matrix can't replicate this quality because it stems from authentic triumph, not empty bravado. This magnetism doesn't make you haughty. Instead, it merges humility with unshakable self-assurance. You approach interactions wholeheartedly, free of the need to prove yourself. Paradoxically, that disinterest in external validation makes people more eager to connect with you, to glean how you navigate life with such conviction. They sense your reservoir of insight, a treasure built through trials. Even those who once overlooked you may be drawn to reconsider their judgments. As you radiate this energy, you discover people spontaneously offering support or opportunities. Potential collaborators sense reliability in you, forging the alliances that yield results. On a personal level, relationships improve because your calm presence fosters trust and open communication. Where others might escalate trauma, you diffuse it with a wise word or a gentle shift in perspective. This skill shapes you into a stabilizing force in any environment, whether it's your home, workplace, or community. Yet remember that magnetism also draws attention from those with less pure motives. Some may approach with flattery or seek exploitation. Your heightened discernment helps you read them quickly, so you can establish boundaries or politely decline their influence. This balanced approach ensures your newly amplified magnetism doesn't invite chaos into your circle. You remain open to real connections but firm against manipulative energies. This radiant state also impacts your productivity. Ideas flow with minimal resistance, and your confidence emboldens you to act on them. Each step is fueled by the synergy of your faith, skill, and deeper calling. It feels like you've tapped a cosmic current that propels your tasks more effortlessly. That's not to say you don't face challenges. Rather, challenges don't exhaust you the way they once did. You handle them in stride, letting your sharpened focus guide you to swift resolutions. In essence, your magnetism is a visible sign of your internal victory. It testifies that you're no longer bound by fear or illusions. God's grace and your perseverance crafted this aura of purposeful confidence. You walk into rooms and folks sense a shift. They wonder who you are or what changed in you. They sense you're operating at a higher vibration. Some call it God mode, where constraints and negativity fall away. This magnetism not only enriches your life, but also stands as an indication for others to break free from their own shackles. Drawn to the living proof that storms end and deeper empowerment begins. Chapter 6. You prepare to expand beyond all borders. With illusions behind you and your inner capacity proven, you now sense a wide-open horizon. God has cleared obstacles, ensuring your forward path is wed for expansion. It might manifest in multiple domains, a career leap, relocation, or a new platform to share your message. Where once you tiptoed, you now stride boldly, secure that any venture you undertake is buttressed by divine alignment and your tried and true resilience. Still, expansion carries responsibilities. As your influence or operations grow, you'll juggle bigger decisions, manage more resources, and encounter diverse personalities. The matrix often seeds conflict in expansion phases, hoping to disrupt the synergy of a chosen one rising. But you're already wise to such ploys. You keep your circle of integrity intact, discerning who truly shares your vision from those seeking personal gain. The same radar that guided you through storms helps you steer expansion with ethical clarity. In the process, your spiritual practice becomes more vital. Prayer or daily reflection grounds you, ensuring you don't lose sight of the source fueling this growth. Many soared to great heights, only to crash under the weight of pride or distraction. You refuse that fate by continually reconnecting with your humble beginnings and the lessons gleaned from adversity. Each morning, you reaffirm your trust in God. Each evening, you express gratitude for the blessings and lessons of the day. This cyclical grounding fortifies your expansion with an unwavering moral compass. As you push these new frontiers, you might sense the pace of events accelerating. A swirl of calls, emails, or invitations can intensify, leaving you almost breathless. Yet the calm you cultivated ensures you approach each opportunity methodically. You don't scramble out of scarcity or cling to FOMO, fear of missing out. Instead, you pick endeavors aligned with your calling, trusting that not all invites are your path. The universe thrives on synergy, not clutter, so your thoughtful yes amplifies breakthroughs while your respectful no protects you from overload. As your sphere of impact widens, you also cultivate future leaders, chosen ones who are a few steps behind you. Mentor them, share your experiences, or just listen with empathy. This generosity of spirit cements your legacy and fosters a ripple effect of awakened souls. The matrix wants to keep the awakened few isolated, but your expansion fosters a united front. United hearts forging changes in their corners of the world. By connecting them, you build something that can't be easily dismantled. Ultimately, your expansion isn't an ego trip. It's the natural result of living in alignment with your divine mission. You stand at the edge of new territories, aware that each step of faith invites fresh wonders. The difference is, unlike your old self who might have been paralyzed by doubt, you now greet the unknown with excitement. You see challenges as a stepping stone to deeper breakthroughs. And you do it all without losing your humility. ensuring each success becomes a testament not just to your prowess, but to the unity between your unstoppable spirit and God's faithful guidance. Chapter 7. You step into a new reality of celebration and purpose. Now you stand in a space you once envisioned, storms fading, illusions shattered, your potential fully realized. It may feel surreal, as if you've crossed into a parallel existence where limitations no longer bind you. The first instinct might be to exhale in relief, but beyond that, you feel an undeniable urge to celebrate, genuinely, wholeheartedly. This celebration isn't mere indulgence. It's a declaration that you triumphed against the odds, proof that God's presence never wavered through every trial. In celebrating, you reclaim the joy that hardship once stole. Whether through a mental or physical gathering, you honor the journey, inviting those who supported you and immersing yourself in gratitude. The universe responds to these vibrations of appreciation, using them to unlock even greater opportunities. Joy becomes a catalyst, fueling fresh creativity, deepening connections, and solidifying your place in this new reality of abundance. At the same time, your purpose crystallizes. No longer consumed by survival, you can now devote yourself to what truly ignites your soul, perhaps creativity, mentorship, or service. This transition from endurance to purpose marks a pivotal shift that only a select few fully understand. You didn't emerge from the storm solely for personal victory. You were shaped to guide others, still caught in their own battles. While the Matrix may perceive your success as a disruption, your true mission is to illuminate paths so others too can break free. Looking back at your transformation, how you once doubted your worth, how illusions nearly stole your hope, instills deep compassion for those still struggling. Rather than distancing yourself, you approach them with empathy, offering perspective without forcing solutions. You recognize that each journey unfolds in its own time. Some seeds sprout instantly in your presence, others remain dormant until the moment is right. Regardless, your very existence becomes a silent beacon, a testament that beyond the darkest nights, a radiant dawn awaits. And as you embrace this new reality, your perception of time shifts. Weeks brim with possibility. Days unfold with an effortless rhythm of productivity. Where once hours were lost to stress or trivialities, you now direct them with intention. This newfound harmony between time and energy sets you apart in a world obsessed with busyness, yet lacking true progress. You accomplish more while remaining at peace, a paradox that baffles onlookers who wonder at your calm. The secret lies in your alignment with God, trusting that when you surrender to divine flow, every moment is maximized for its highest purpose. Yet your journey is far from over. Each triumph unveils a new horizon. Each horizon invites another leap. But now your perspective has shifted. You embrace new challenges with the serenity of one who understands. Storms pass, illusions fade, and faith leads to unstoppable breakthroughs. You now inhabit a reality where celebrating victories is inseparable from the responsibility to uplift others, bridging personal success with collective awakening. This is what it means to live in a God mode state. Once you experience true liberation, the urge to share it becomes irresistible, creating a ripple of hope that not only reshapes your own destiny, but inspires countless others to rise and follow.